Iron Maiden are finally in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. While that might sound like something that should have happened about 20 years ago, and in all honesty, it should have. The most interesting part about this news is not really the induction itself, but rather the timing, the way the band reacted, and the fact that for once, the full history of Iron Maiden is actually being acknowledged properly. So, first of all, the most important news. Yes! It actually does look like third time is actually the charm for all of the metal bands. As just like Judas Priest a couple of years ago, Iron Maiden have officially been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2026, being nominated for the third time this year after getting snubbed in both 2021 and 2023. And this time they're in, and what is most importantly, the full list of inductees actually reflects the band's history. As together with Steve Harris, Bruce Dickinson, Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, Yannick Gers and Nick McBrain, Paul Di'Anno, Clive Burr, Dennis Stratton, and most importantly, Blaze Bayley are going to be all together inducted into this, well, we all of course don't care about it, but still nevertheless one of the most important mainstream music institutions in the world this autumn. And the last name is not just a detail, because as you remember when the nomination was first announced this year, Blaze was not even included. And only after a public outrage by quite a lot of fans, and several letters written by, well, yours truly, Stepan Juris, and a lot of other people as well, justice has been served for both Iron Maiden and Blaze Bayley as a part of the legacy of one of the biggest metal bands to ever walk this earth. But the most interesting thing for me personally is the band's reaction to this news. Because if you have been following Iron Maiden for a long time, you know very well what their stance on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has always been. Steve Harris has repeatedly said that he doesn't really think about awards and that it was never the reason the band exists. And Bruce Dickinson, well, we all know what Bruce Dickinson did say about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the past.
Who wouldn't know rock and roll if it hit them in the face? They need to stop taking Prozac and start drinking fucking beer.
And so, first of all, that being said, I actually think it's rather appropriate that the official reaction to this news from the band's camp actually came from the band's long-term manager, Rod Smallwood, who said, "We'd like to thank the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for including us and former members who were all part of our story in the 2026 roll call of inductees. Iron Maiden have always been about relationship with our fans above anything else, including awards and industry accolades. However, having said that, it's always nice to be recognized and honored for any achievements within the music industry too. It also seems appropriate for the band to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year as we continue our 50th anniversary celebrations with our Run for Your Lives World Tour, visiting the Americas and beyond. We would also like to congratulate our fellow 2026 inductees and extend our gratitude as ever to our fans for their loyalty, perseverance, and support for 50 years now. See you all somewhere on tour," said Rod in the statement. Which I actually think is the best possible statement Iron Maiden could have given their history with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as it did not indicate a sudden turn into a band that desperately wanted this recognition. They're still the same band that built their legacy on touring, independence, and a very clear vision of what they are. But at the same time, if you read the tone of this statement carefully, you can see that they are actually genuinely pleased about this decision. It is respectful, it is measured, and it does not rewrite the history, but also does not really dismiss this moment. Because whether you like it or not, and whether you even care about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or not, this is still a rather big deal. As with this induction, Iron Maiden actually becomes only the fourth heavy metal band to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes, the fourth of the entire genre of heavy metal, which is actually possibly the biggest subgenre of rock and roll, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It's just outrageous.
And although this induction, of course, does not really change anything for us, the fans, just like Judas Priest's, Black Sabbath, or Metallica's induction did not change anything for the diehard community of those bands, still it is a rather big deal for heavy metal as a genre, as Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has always had a complicated relationship with heavy metal. You have Black Sabbath, Metallica, Judas Priest, and now Iron Maiden finally joins the core group, despite actually being eligible all the way since 2004. So for over 20 years now. And for years, they were either ignored or passed over, despite being one of the most successful and influential metal bands in history. And who knows, maybe just like it was with Judas Priest a couple of years ago, it might actually become a gateway to the wonderful world of Iron Maiden and from there to the wonderful world of heavy metal overall for many new generations of young metalheads. As although us metalheads of course don't care about mainstream recognition, well, still, the truth is that the world actually does. And if this award will encourage the young generation of music nerds to discover Iron Maiden for themselves, I'm all in for it. And especially given the fact that by the third time, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has finally gotten their story right. And the entire legacy of Iron Maiden, including most of the significant ex-members of this band who made an enormous impact on the development of Iron Maiden and heavy metal overall, is finally being celebrated in a proper manner.
An Iron Maiden!
But at the same time, the biggest question of all is who will actually accept this award on behalf of Iron Maiden? Because here's the thing, Iron Maiden themselves will actually be on the other side of the world, touring with their Run For Your Lives tour in Australia. And as we all know, and as Iron Maiden themselves said in their statement, fans always come first. And so I personally think that there is only one person who can accept this award on behalf of Iron Maiden. And that one is, of course, the one and only Nico McBrain, who has been a part of the band since 1982 and is one of the most loved personalities in Maiden history. And especially now, after stepping back from full touring activity, it would actually feel like a very fitting and emotional choice to have him represent the band at something like this. Especially since, well, he also doesn't really have to travel too far to be able to do that.
I love my job.
But yeah, nevertheless, Iron Maiden are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And they are only the fourth heavy metal band on this planet to be inducted and recognized as, well, whatever Rock and Roll Hall of Fame actually recognizes. And once again, although I personally don't care about it, and as I am more than sure most of Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Metallica, and Black Sabbath fans don't really care about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or any other mainstream recognition, still I'm extremely happy for Iron Maiden and all of its past and current band members. As come on guys, for years we have been talking about how heavy metal is underrepresented in mainstream media, and that's why many people consider it being actually on decline in the United States and in a couple of other parts of the world as well over the past several decades. So guess what? This is exactly the recognition we've been talking about. So now that Iron Maiden have finally gotten it, well, let's all just celebrate it instead of being bitter about it once again. Especially given the fact that I actually know for a fact that despite what many may say, a lot of people in the Iron Maiden camp were actually rooting for it and are extremely happy about this decision. As come on, this should have been done at least 20 years ago. But anyways, who do you think should be receiving this award on behalf of Iron Maiden? Please let us know in the comments. We will prevail. Slava Ukraini!